We are going to be discussing the basis of PowerShell in regards to Microsoft Azure. What is PowerShell? PowerShell consists of two parts, a command line shell and a scripting language. So the PowerShell started out as a framework to automate administrative tasks in Windows operating system, but now it has grown into a cross-platform tool that is used for many kinds of tasks. So the PowerShell shares some features with traditional shells. For example, we have the built-in help system. So most shells have some kind of help system in which you can learn more about a command. For example, you can learn what the command does and what parameters it supports. Also have the pipeline. Traditional shells use a pipeline to run many commands sequentially, but the output of one command is the input for the next command. But PowerShell implements this concept like a traditional shells, but it differs because it operates an object over text. Aliases. The aliases are alternate names that can be used to run commands in PowerShell. So you don't need, if you're using like Windows 11 operating system, Windows 10 or Windows 8, you don't need to install PowerShell because by default PowerShell is installed on all Windows operating system, but sometimes you just only need to update or upgrade your PowerShell. So if you're using a Windows 11 operating system, you just need to go to your start menu and then type PowerShell. But from Azure, what you need to do is the following. Here, if you look at my right hand side, you can see we have the Cloud Shell. So I can just click on the Cloud Shell and you can see it's going to open this screen here. It's requesting to Cloud Shell. You can see that it's trying to succeed. This is going to take some just few seconds for it to get started. So let's just wait. And if you are doing this for the first time, it's actually going to create a resource group where the PowerShell is going to be saved. And you can see we can actually switch to the batch shell. But at this moment, I just want to work on the PowerShell. So if I enter the following command, for example, enter the $PS version table and I hit enter, you can see it's going to give me the version of the PowerShell I'm using, which is a 7.43, and you can see the edition is core, the git committed, you can see the OS is CBL Marina Linux, the platform is Unix, and you can see all the information about the PowerShell version I'm using. But if I enter, for example, I enter the following PS table, $PS table.ps version, you can see it's just going to give me the numbers, the major, which is 7, minor, which is 3, the patch, which is 3, and you can see that the 7.4.3 version. So it's just going to give me the major, minor, and the patch. Traditionally, the PowerShell can be used to actually create a lot. Almost everything you can do in Azure using your Azure platform can also be done using PowerShell. But for example, let's say you want to locate a command in PowerShell. You know, it's called what we call a commandlet. So a commandlet can be developed in .NET or in .NET Core and invoked as a command within PowerShell. So we have thousands of commandlets which are available during the PowerShell installation. So let's try to locate a command. For example, I want to look for the search for the command with aliases. I'm going to enter the following. If I enter the following in the PowerShell, let me just enter the following. Let me just paste this and hit enter. You can see it's going to give me all the commands that start with alias. You can see, for example, export alias, get alias, import alias. So all this, if for example you don't know the exact command you want to use, you can actually use the noun command to actually find the exact. For example, you can always say, so, okay, everything that starts with alias, just get the command for me, and it's going to get that command for you. So if I enter, for example, the following command, if I just enter without actually trying to narrow my command, I just enter get command and I hit enter, you can see it's going to give me all the different command that is installed on this device. You can see if let me just try to scroll back again. So here you can see we have a lot of commands within Azure. So you can see we have all the different commands we can actually use here within Azure. You can see it's actually telling me set is automation. So you can see all the different commands. Everything has to do with Azure. But if I go to the command prompt, to the PowerShell in my Windows operating system, and I do the same thing, get command, and I hit enter. Let's just wait for some seconds. Here we go. You can see it's going to list all the different commands we have on the operating system. You see, it's even listing all the different Azure command on this device, and everything will actually be listed on this device. You can see there are a lot compared to the Azure platform. The commands are actually more. So if we also enter the following command, for example, if I enter the following command, that is oh no, I think I made a mistake there somewhere there. Okay, let me just hit enter. One moment, please. So I just need to restart my PowerShell because I was having some error message. So if I enter the following get command now, and then just enter file, and I hit enter, you can see that I'll be getting only the following names that started with actually file. You can see it export file, get file hash, out file, unblock file. Right now, our search is being narrowed to file because I'm using the noun file. But if I just enter, for example, just like I did last command, and I hit enter, then it's going to give me all the different files that start with a get, set, remove, update. It's going to give me all the different commands that I actually need to work with Azure. So we're going to be seeing how to work with different commands later in a subsequent video. So this is actually just the basis of how to actually start your PowerShell and what you can actually do with your PowerShell command in Azure.